Yeah, let's just jump right on into it. We've already waited enough. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's workout. This one was kind of an interesting little setup, but you know what? We'll make it work. That's what we always do, right? So let's dive into it. Today we're going to have some fun. We're going to work on more emotional communication, some fun character work. And we're going to start with, by the way, this is a partner read today. We are going to start with Amanda and James. Amanda, you're going to be the rascal. James, you're going to be the alchemist. Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and give us a cold read.
All right.
Okay.
What is that?
It's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a.
Peter's here. See, I once mistook a crocodile for. You see, I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, I was not happy.
A crocodile? What are you. Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Yes, I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just the organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
All right, Amanda, who's our next rascal?
Let's go with Brett.
All right. And James, who's the next alchemist?
Andrew, are you reading today?
Sure.
All
Sounds
right.
like fun.
All right. Jump in as the alchemist.
Cool. Whenever you guys are ready, go for it.
What is that?
This? Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is.
Hey, looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile. And let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. Yeah, it's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
Okay. I do have one other person at least confirmed who's going to show up, so fingers crossed on that one. But so I will leave it up to you guys to decide which role should I play. Should I be the rascal or should I be the alchemist?
You should be the alchemist.
I should be the
No,
alchemist.
no, you could be the rascal, so I have a chance of being the alchemist. Is that how it works?
So what we're going to do is, oh yeah, you haven't joined us for a partner read, have you? Okay. So the way that we do them is everybody's going to have a chance to read both parts. So we just do a cold read with one part each, but during the actual directed portion, everybody's going to get a chance to read both parts. So you're going to flip
Oh.
flop with your scene partner.
Okay. So, like, what happens now?
Well, we can start up the discussion portion while we're waiting on at least one other person to join. But what is everyone else is simply early. Love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this script. So we've got two different characters that we've got to worry about. We've got the alchemist, and we have. I'm gonna change the color of this fancy pen here. The Rascal. So, since it's listed in character order up there, I'm just going to go with the Rascal first. Let's talk about them. Well, okay. First off, microphone technique. What should you be doing? Voiceover or voice under? Should be pretty straightforward to those of you who've been with us before.
Definitely under.
Both. Yes, thank you. Yes, 100%.
A little bit of
That-
both, and it's according to like each
Yeah.
one's interpretation.
Just muddy the waters a little bit, then, shall we? No, this is voiceover. This is purely character. Everybody's supposed to be paying attention to what's going on screen. Everybody's looking at these two people doing what they're doing. So this is definitely voiceover, which means you are 100% engaged on screen. You know, you're up front on the microphone. Your voice is the star in the center of the show. Otherwise, we would have to be trying to help people pay attention more to what's going on screen. That's not this one. So let's talk about the Rascal. Tell me about this. That we have. Let's just get as much
Judging
information about them as
From
possible.
the name alone, they're more prone to like kind of getting into trouble and not really doing what they're told. And when they're being confronted, they try to like bluff as much as they could just to like avoid getting into
They're
trouble.
mischievous.
Yeah, they're mischievous.
This is C3PO and R2D2.
C3PO and R2D2. Oh, that's the C.
That's who they are.
I like
I
that.
feel like it's an amalgam of C3PO and R2D2 and Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that works.
R2D2. I love that comparison. But right now we're talking about the character of the Rascal. So we've got a little underhanded, a little mischievous. Anything else? What else can we tell about the Rascal?
Well, we already know that they can find things that are not technically legal.
Okay, so they're crafty.
Mm-hmm. Either crafty or connected.
A rogue.
That almost sounds like a threat. We're either crafty or connected. You probably don't want to find out which one. Okay. Connected. Cool. Anything else? Anything else that we can find out about the Rascal character themselves? Just from what we have here.
I would say a little selfish.
Selfish. You're coming through a little bit low, Brett. You might want to turn up your gain by like double the amount.
Okay. A little selfish.
Okay.
They're the comic relief.
Comic relief. Okay. Anything else? There doesn't have
They,
to be. I'm just asking if there's anything else.
they at the very least think they're quick, because, like, they're trying to change the subject, and then they try to pass it off as an organic chicken egg.
So they think they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a word for that? It's not conceited.
It probably exists in German.
Delusional. Delusional.
Delusional? I don't know though. I don't know if delusional is really the
I don't really know either. I'm just
Yeah.
going with like a knee-jerk reaction.
I'll just write down they think they're smart. If I can
Pseudo-
They got their head up their own
Intellectual.
ass. I don't know.
Pseudo intellectual. All right.
Yep. Conceited is in there. Arrogant.
Oh, somebody's cheating just looking it up.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Well, so I think we've got a good character description here because that's what we were going for. We wanted to list everything out, and oh no, my notes are not showing up. We'll worry about that a little bit later. There will be some notes showing up for those of you viewing. There will be notes showing up, so don't even worry about it. But let's talk about what are some of the things that they are feeling. So, what are some of the emotions that you have to portray if you're going to be acting as the Rascal?
Anxious, guilty. You gotta bluff, bluff, bluff.
Okay.
Maybe a little false confidence.
I think insincere should be one of those that's on there.
Yeah.
Like you like that's what they're feeling because of course they have to sound sincere, but they're not. Let me actually spell that correctly. There we go.
Welcome, Sirento.
Hello. Thank you.
Hey, you're here just in time to do a cold read with me.
Oh, good.
Okie dokie. So I think Michael could be the alchemist.
Okay.
Because of alchemist vibes.
Okay. Now again, this is a cold read, so don't worry about doing it perfect. But do
Okay.
you have the script up, Sirento?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Let's let me know when you're ready, and
I'm
we'll
ready.
do a cold read.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah.
What is that?
This? It's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like
Looks
is
can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
a crocodile. What are you? No, no, don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what a organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. God, you're such a killjoy.
All right. So make sure to pull out something to take notes on if you are apt to taking notes. But right now, what we're doing is we're breaking down the relationship between the rascal and the alchemist. We're actually talking specifically about the rascal character right now. So, what's up? Can't get it to work? Okay, well, the notes are just not going to work apparently. Um, so I will just read them off here. So the notes that we have for the rascal are they are mischievous,
Okay.
underhanded, crafty slash connected. They're selfish. They're the comic relief, and they think they're smart. And then we were talking about some of the emotions that the rascal should be feeling throughout this whole thing, and we have anxious, guilty, false confidence, and insincere. And now, getting back to the emotions that the rascal should be feeling, is there anything else that you guys think of that we should add in as an emotional state for the rascal? Okay, yeah,
I have nothing so
I
far, yeah.
wouldn't say sneaky. I probably think there's like some other word for it.
Lie.
sly,
That's the word I'm looking for.
sly. Okay, all right. Ooh, wrong color. It doesn't matter. Nobody's reading this anyways. Sly. I like it. Okay. One of the other things is the relationship between these two characters was compared to C3PO and R2D2. All right. Now let's talk about the alchemist. So let's describe them. What are some of their character traits? Again, based on what we see in the script.
Actually upstanding and law-abiding.
Actually upstanding. Actually, yes.
Yeah. Really?
I feel they're a bit
Um,
anxious.
actually.
Okay. Anxious.
Uptight,
Hmm.
maybe.
Anxious. Yeah, uptight.
They got common sense.
It's funny, for being called common sense, it is very much so uncommon.
They're a
Anything else?
do-gooder.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
they're a
they're
do-gooder.
goody two-shoes. Anal retentant. Is that how you say it?
It's anal retentive.
Oh, close enough.
Okay, anything else? Any other thoughts about the alchemist character?
Say they're fed up with the rascals'
Fed up.
antics. This is clearly not the first time this type of thing has happened, based
Okay.
on their
Yep.
interaction.
Yep. Yep. All right. So then let's see. What are some emotions that the alchemist should be feeling throughout this whole thing?
Annoyed.
Okay.
Anger.
What was that?
Anger.
Anger?
Like, passively angry, like, they're anxious to the point that, they are fearful of, like, what the outcome will be, but at the same time, they're like, "Oh, not this again."
Exasperated. That's a good one.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I don't know if angry's really the thing.
I think at first. I think it changes definitely, but like
Like,
at first
worried?
it could a potential read could start with anger.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
I'll go ahead
worried.
and I'll tentatively put down angry in quotes.
Like, worried.
Like
Worried is
kind
a
of
good one.
Worried, yeah.
Catastrophizing?
Catastrophizing. I'm really glad that these notes are not going up right now because I'm gonna do my best to spell it.
Catastrofizing.
Izing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it. We'll go with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but that's okay. Nobody's reading it right now anyway.
Spell
All
check likes it, so we're good.
Cool. Alrighty then. So one of the things that I think that they should definitely feel is like to go along a little bit with like the guilt of the well, not guilt of the rascal, but I think they should be feeling fear. Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Do you know how illegal those are? Who really asks that? Somebody who's going to be like super worried about the actual illegality of something. They're going to be the one who's going to ask, "Do you know how illegal those things are?" So I think a little bit of fear or trepidation, something like that, should be in there as well.
And that's exactly what I mean by catastrophizing. Like, thinking of the worst case scenario.
Yep, 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 100%. Because that's definitely this character. That is
Not
hundred
like my
percent this
grandma.
character. Okay. The Curve Boy? I'm sorry, Roddy. You're gonna have to explain that to me. I don't understand your.
Straight man.
Oh, the Curve. Okay, that's a unique way of putting it. Yeah, no, this is definitely the straight man version of comedy. If you understand what I'm talking about with that, you have one person who's grounded in reality, and the other who's absolutely ridiculous, being their foil.
I was like, that's an improv term.
No, I mean it's also a writing term, right?
Yeah.
It's a style of comedy. Okay. Um, I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't show, but I've got a few notes on here. So, um, let's go ahead and take a look at the script itself. So, um, when it comes to this kind of theatrical character script, you have full license, especially since we don't have any specific license as to what these characters are supposed to sound like. So you have your own opportunity to kind of build these characters out however you want to. Just remember that the rascal is the more over the top character, while the alchemist is the more grounded character. So as long as you have that in mind, I think I think we can have some fun with this. Now, that being said, I think there's some specific choices that we should take a look at. For instance, the chuckle over here. I realize that that caught some of you off guard, and actually, I think a few of you might have missed that. Are these characters foils of each other? Yes, indeed, they are. Again, the rascal being the more outlandish, over the top character, while the alchemist is the more grounded and down to earth character. But so the chuckle, I'm gonna open it up. What? Why is there a chuckle there? Why do you think that they've added in that in parentheses right at that point?
It's a nervous laugh. Like they could like see right through them. Just like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah, it's a nervous tick. It's just like yeah. So don't overthink it. Don't think you have to go into like a whole huge laugh or anything like that. It's just a quick little yeah. You know, they got caught. It's them very poorly being sneaky about the whole situation. So don't get too caught up with like the specific details on, or don't get too caught up in like making that a grand show of them chuckling or laughing out loud. It's not. It's just a nervous little. um, also, um, one of the things that I want to encourage all of you while you're reading to do is take your time with it. There's no reason to rush from one thing or another. There should be um, an excuse me, organic interplay. I swear I can English. I just need somebody else to write it down for me. There needs to be an organic interplay of your emotions here, right? So you need to be not only feeling what your character is feeling, but also reacting to what the other person in the scene is doing. And this brings up a really, really interesting point that I think is really worth considering here. Um, both of your scenes don't necessarily have to align, but you have to see what your partner is doing. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
you need to have a sense of of actually interacting with your scene partner and not just going through the script as quickly as possible. So feel the disappointment, feel the different kinds of emotions. Let those flow like naturally because that's the way you're going to have the most organic and approachable scene you can. Um, I need to mute my notifications. I'm very sorry about that. So, does anybody have any any additional questions, comments, concerns, anything like that before we actually dive into the reads themselves?
Like I know we have to approach this script and like react to each other in an organic way, but
Mhm.
considering this is comedy, do you what expectations do you have about the timing of
None.
like? All right.
Like this doesn't need to take place within a certain time frame. You're not on the clock with this one. Um, and in fact, I would say that the funny thing you should ask that because when you see like a specific kind of timing, particularly for auditions, it's usually good to try to aim for that, but it's not as important as communicating the script well, right? Like don't stifle your creativity and don't stifle your your emotional connection to what's going on for the sake of slavishly staying within time frame. Your audition is going to stick out not because you followed the rules specifically, but because you differentiated yourself from everybody else who auditioned. So feel free to take some time with this. Feel free to just play with it and allow things to sit and you know just feel that interaction between you and your scene partner. Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Cool. How about for anybody else? Any other questions, comments, concerns? Any board game suggestions? I think I need a few more. No? Okay, cool.
Card Wars.
I mean, if we're gonna sit here and talk about board games, I can go on for days.
Oh, okay. Stick around afterwards.
Yeah,
We're
what
gonna
you doing,
talk.
Michael? No distractions.
Right. Focus back in. Let's get onto voiceover again. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go back through the same reading order that we established during the cold reads, except now we have a couple of rules that I really want to impart onto you guys, especially those of you who haven't been with us before. So there are two main rules that we have to follow here when we're doing the directed reads. These rules were named after former attendees to TMC's VO workout, so that's why they're going to sound a little bit funky. But the two rules are the Dan rule and the Nephilim rule. The Dan rule states that when you are up to perform, when it is you up front going to actually say your lines, you are not allowed to critique yourself afterwards. Period. You can't do it. And the Nephilim rule states that when you are up to perform, yes, a third rule is pending. We have to find a name for it, but I'll get into that too. Sorry, there are three rules. The second rule is called the Nephilim rule, and it states that you do not apologize for your read either before, during, or after. It's fine. If you mess up, it happens. Just don't worry about it. And the third rule is it's essentially giving somebody the direction that they need more energy is a bad thing. It's energy is a bad word here. It means something specific, and we need you to be really specific about the feedback you're giving someone. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need a whole new something or other on that. But anyway, without any further ado, we are now moving on to the directed reads. So we're going to go back through with starting with Amanda as the Rascal and James as the Alchemist. So, whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and give us a read.
All right, you ready?
Mhm.
Oh, where'd you go? You disappeared.
Wait, you can't see me?
No, your camera feed disappeared.
Because I was
Anyway.
looking at the script. I'm reading through my
Gotcha,
phone.
gotcha.
Okay.
What is that?
This? Nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a dragon egg.
You're
How?
deceiving. Well, I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile? What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know those are illegal? Or don't you know how illegal those are?
Do. Of course I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
And cut.
End scene.
All right, so what did you all think? Let's get some feedback going.
Yes, perfect. I knew it.
I felt like with um, it was kind of the Rascal lines kind of felt rushed right as they were going from one line to the next, and that I mean that's definitely a way you could read that. But it was kind of like every time it was a cutoff when there's only one cutoff in there.
Noted.
Yeah. I think you were also a bit too panicky. This is just my personal opinion, though. You were a bit too panicky on the second to last rascal line. That this is just an organic chicken egg. Um, I don't know if you like lost the script or anything like that, but it seemed like you were stumbling around a little too much. You're playing up that confusion just too much. I think you can bring that down and streamline that a little bit more in the next read.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with that same line of the Rascals. Is like it didn't sound like you knew the choices you were gonna make yet, and you were making them as you were going.
That's not what I'm supposed to do.
You know, Roddy, you can unmute and speak.
Uh,
I'm scared that my ping is going to mess up.
You're fine.
Oh, they got Flynn Rider
okay.
vibes from the Rascal. Interesting.
Okay. Brett dressed for the occasion. Oh yeah.
I was like, whoa, what?
No, so what I think Brett meant by it seemed like you really didn't know your choices before going into it was it didn't sound like you knew how you were going to approach that line before you approached that line. I mean, it's supposed to sound like you're coming up with something, like you're making it up on the spot. But I think what Brett was trying to say, and also Brett, I mean, you're a human being and can correct me if I'm incorrect about interpreting your ideas. But what I think he meant to say was that you sounded like you just didn't know how you were going to approach the line as the character, and not just how the character was going to make up their story. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to
I was trying to
figure out a
think
way to
as the
rephrase.
character. I feel like it's a bit of both.
Well, here's the thing: if they're crafty, like if they're sly, and these are all the things that we kind of came up with, that they're mischievous and whatnot. Lying should be easy. That doesn't mean that they're going to be great at it, but they should be fairly quick at it. This is just an
Yeah.
organic chicken egg. Maybe not that quick, but you get what I mean.
Uh,
Like the
okay.
shouldn't
Yeah,
be
like
shouldn't be like belabored.
This is organic chicken egg.
There you go, something more like that.
Okay.
And yes, James, time to put you on the spot. I would agree with Roddy. Safe read. Um, like I said, you have really good technical reads, but I think you could play this character up a little bit more because you stayed within your
Okay.
same vocal range. I'd like to hear you use a little bit of whispering or use a little bit of shouting too, just a tad. Raise your voice just a little bit more. Let yourself be a little bit more expressive in the scene. Let's see what that does for you.
All right.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say just a little more emotion.
All right.
Alrighty.
Whenever you guys are ready.
All right. Amanda, you good?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yep. I just don't want to start without you not being ready. What is that?
It's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it, because what it looks like is a dragon egg.
Can be
How did you?
Let me finish. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, was not happy.
Crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Course I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an uh, organic chicken egg. Parties what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg? That's what you're going with?
All right.
Fine, I'll get rid of it. Such a killjoy.
All
And
right,
cut.
opening it up. What did y'all think?
Yeah, let's see. I really like the way you approached that line this time. That second to last one for the rascal. Um, like it sounded like you had your choices ready, but you also did sound like you were kind of like improvising something like on the spot. It sounded like both. It sounded great to me.
Thank you.
So I like the fact that you. So with that last line, you got kind of creative with it with the whispering. Oh, you're such a killjoy. But the thing is, you whispered the whole line, and I don't know if that's really the right choice for this one.
I don't think I whispered it. It was just like, did I? I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. All right, fine. Get rid
All
of it.
right.
Or,
All right,
all
fine, I'll
right,
get rid of it.
fine. Right? Like,
All
come
right,
on.
fine,
You're
I'll get rid of
busting my
it.
chops here.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
there you go.
fine.
Yeah, yeah. Lean into that whole like petulant child kind of feel. Ah, all right, jeez.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
like that version of the sigh. The
Mom!
Yeah.
No, we're not going Super Saiyan here. You shouldn't be screaming.
Mom!
God.
Mom! Okay, fine, I'll get rid of it.
Yeah, and the you're such a killjoy. You can whisper that. It's almost like you know you've turned away and you're already walking out the door and you just like
That's
you know you
exactly what I was going for there.
yeah, Mary, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you can keep that, but just the start of that line, just you know, like really get into the
That's what I
whole
was
like
going to go for the first time. I just totally forgot about it because I knew what I was going to do for that last part.
okay, well, you were so focused on the last part that you painted the whole line with it. So let's make sure to differentiate those two now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And James, do what you did, but better.
I love that direction. So easy to follow. All right. Any other feedback? All right.
So do we just like read this one more time or?
Sounds like it.
From
Yeah.
the top all the way through. Just got to put those last little finishing touches on the end of it.
Sprinkle that salt. All right. You ready?
Oh,
Are
okay.
you
I was
ready?
mute. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, what is that?
Nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a
Looks can
dragon
be.
egg.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
Crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Do you know how illegal those are?
Yes, I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine, I'll get rid of it. Such a killjoy.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think of that one?
I definitely enjoyed the law-abiding citizen part. Very much sounded like you were just kind of coming up with that on the spot of like, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm so taken aback.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was exactly what I intended to do. Try to make it as sincere as possible, even though I'm far from it.
Definitely one of
Insincere.
those clutch my pearls moments.
All right. Anybody else? Any other thoughts?
James, your last line, I like how you were kind of on a happier note in that first part, and then you're like disappointed with that second sentence in that line. Like I love the quick emotional change that you did there. Like you're like an organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with? Like that was so good. I was like, I love
Thanks.
that.
Ooh, it's giving me ideas as to what I can do for
I
mine.
know, right? I'm like, we're cheating.
We're not cheating, we're borrowing. We're borrowing. That's what good actors do, right? We'll return it.
You're supposed to study.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give it right back to you, James, as soon as I'm done using it. All right. Well, I think we've got a good set of reads from them with these characters. Time to flip flop. Time to switch.
All right.
So, Amanda, you're going to be reading as the alchemist, and James, you're going to be reading as the rascal.
Okay.
From the top, whenever y'all ready.
What is that?
This. It's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what that looks like is
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject. Mistaking. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen, thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. Ugh, you're such a killjoy.
Okay. Opening it up. Thoughts?
I don't know if this is what you're going for with the alchemist, but it very much felt like a schoolroom teacher who's dealing with the trouble child again.
Yeah, kind of like that, but I was also kind of channeling like the nervous energy of like my grandmother. It's like, don't you know? I don't, you know. Is that not the
Hmm.
right approach? Is that not what you're looking for? Or are you just making like a general comment?
Oh, I was just making a comment that that was the vibe I got from it.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Sounded about right.
Anybody else? Any other thoughts?
I like the delivery on the last line for the alchemist.
Thank you.
It's, I liked how the alchemist was almost reverse the role of the straight man. It was almost the one that wasn't grounded in reality, and the rascal was more grounded in reality, like because of how overreactive the alchemist was.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think Amanda, your alchemist was a bit too expressive and too emotive in the scene.
It's an interesting read, though. I think it
It is
worked.
an interesting read,
It
yeah.
it worked. I don't know if that's what they were necessarily going for, but I liked it. It's like
Well,
not what you would expect. So I don't know. That could be a good like B take, right?
it could, but in my opinion, the read kind of veered into, and this was the feedback I was going to give. The read veered into the cliche because, for instance, when as soon as you see exclamation marks in there, you started getting really highly emotive and almost yelly in how you were delivering it. You got very worked up, and while I think a little bit worked up is fine, I think mostly what it's supposed to say is that, it's supposed to be emphasized. Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg, right? Like, it doesn't have to be yelled and it doesn't have to be, like, way over the top worked up.
Oh,
Because
so you're just saying I should rein it back a little more?
100%, yes. I think you
Okay,
should
thank you.
rein your character back because, James, you're supposed to be the comic relief and you're supposed to be the wild and wacky one here, and you're not currently being that. Now, I want you guys to give this a try because you have very clearly shown that, Amanda, you can play the wild and wacky character very well. You did fine. You did fantastic as the rascal. And James, You can play the one grounded in reality very well. You did great as the alchemist, but you are no longer those characters. And the same sensibilities that you had with those characters should not be crossed over. Keep them distinct, keep them separate. Otherwise, that's how typecasting happens. Because if you keep showing that all you can do is one kind of character, then that's all you're really going to be able to do is one kind of character.
Gotcha. Noted.
Don't confuse the cha-cha with the salsa. That's easy for you to say. You're a dancer. Different beats. It's a good analogy if you know your dance.
Right.
All right. So, anybody else? Anything else? Agree, disagree? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Cool. From the top, whenever you're
So we're just gonna give it like one more read, or oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
all right.
Absolutely.
What is that?
This. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is
Duh.
is a
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
a crocodile. Where are you? Don't change the subject. There is no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? Is that what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. Ugh, you're such a killjoy.
All right. Opening it up. What did you all think? Also, the only reason why I turned my camera off during those reads the last time was because I was eating and I didn't want to be rude. So you don't have to turn
Right,
the camera
okay.
off every single time.
Seems legit.
Okay, well, the Twitch chat certainly loved it. Any other thoughts? What did you guys think of it?
I liked the alchemist's crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject line. That like how you brought it almost like it as you were whispering to them, like you got closer to them to whisper and like freak out in their ear. That's what it sounded like to me, at least, and I really enjoyed that. I was like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that I was going to
Thank
point out
you.
the same thing because it seems more grounded that way. Like you don't want to create a scene because it's super illegal and you want nobody looking at you at that point. So bring it that way down to like don't change the subject. No mistaking a dragon's egg. Yeah, that was a
Because
really
she
good
knows
take.
better not to be like, oh Lord.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
she still
exactly.
wants to like get the point across, you know?
And that decision came through so clearly and it worked really really well for the character. So yeah, spot on, 100%.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
Any other thoughts? Any other feedback?
I felt that the rascal was spot on with the. You brought it up just enough to where it gave the comic relief.
Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely showed a lot of confidence in it. In the of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen scene. Like after she just like whispered that into your ear and stuff. Like so you kind of kept your cool, but you were still also like kind of nervous about like what you were gonna come up with, what lie you were gonna come up with. So I think you did really well with that.
Hey, this is the biggest chicken egg I've ever seen.
One thing that just came to mind, and I'd like to hear you guys try this out, and it's just going to be 2 lines. Um, James, you sounded when you were going into that second Rascal line, looks can be deceiving, like you were just kind of like panicking and trying to cover everything up real fast. What I want you to try is just be really dismissive. Like
Okay.
super dismissive. Like, looks can be deceiving. You know, just like don't even worry about it. Look, hey, I once mistook an alligator for crocodile, right? Like you're directing the attention back onto you and not the dragon egg.
Gotcha.
Okay? So let's just do those 2 lines from "Don't worry about it," because what it looks like is so Amanda that alchemist line, and then leading into James the "looks can be deceiving" line. I would just like to hear you be really, really dismissive of that whole thing. I want to know what you can do with that.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is
Look,
just
looks can be deceiving. Once I mistook an alligator for a crocodile, let me tell you, it was not happy.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, yeah. No, that was fun. It was fun to listen to, and I think that worked out really well as well. Yeah, I like the dismissive take on it. Any other thoughts? Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, so I'll bring up one thing. So I think that the reason that you guys, in general, I think, fit the other character better, the inverse of the situation we have now, is because Amanda is much more willing to play with like volume, pitch, speed, rhythm, and tone all in the same performance. And James, you just seem like you either don't want to do it or it doesn't come as a first instinct to you. Because although I like all the choices, all the acting choices are actually very solid. I think there's so much more you could do to embolden the read, to be more risky with the read. For me, it still sounds safe. It's very serviceable, but I'd love you to. People have already hinted at it. You just have to go even further. I feel like for you, it would feel very uncomfortable because by your nature, I feel like you're a pretty down to earth person.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you have a ton to play with. Volume, sneaking in some whispers, obvious changes in volume, changes in tone, changes in the rhythm and cadence of your speech, depending on your emotion. All these things are at your disposal, and I just don't forget about them when you're performing.
All right.
All right. So then, would you like to hear one more take then, Mike? Or should we move
I
on?
don't think so. Honestly, it was just a general because I think the performance is actually solid, but just as a reminder that as voice artists, we have a ton at our disposal that we don't always think about, and to find ways to incorporate these interesting sort of changes to make sure that the listener stays engaged.
Good
Yeah,
notes.
I
Thank
think
you.
it sounds good to me. I'm down to hear other people's interpretations through like reading.
All right. Well, then let's move it right along. The next group is Brett as the rascal and Andrew as the alchemist. So, whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and give us a read.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Uh, what is that?
This? Oh, pish. It's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it, because what it looks like is a dragon.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile. What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistake in a dragon egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an, organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, right?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right. Fine, I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
All right. Opening it up. Thoughts? Feedback? Let's hear it.
I absolutely love the alchemist's last line, like the delivery, just like he's just so exasperated. He's just so done with this bullshit. And I feel like you really came across that quite well. You did. That was really good.
Thank
Counter.
you.
uh, yeah, it was a nice delivery. It seemed similar to all of the deliveries, though. It felt a bit stagnant.
Yeah, I have to agree. Alchemist seems to be pretty much in one place vocally throughout the entire thing. Brett did a bit of a better job in that regard, changing things up. I particularly enjoyed the crack in the voice when you said crazy. That really caught my attention. It was like the one standout moment in the read. I'd love to hear more of it sprinkled throughout, don't overdo it, obviously. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that identical affectation, but a little bit to show that this character has a bit more to how they talk. You know, they have a few more places they can go. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I'd like to hear it again, basically.
All right. So whenever you guys are ready, from the top.
Okay.
All right. What is that?
This? Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a dragon egg.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile. What I. Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I am an upstanding, law abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg.
An
Yeah.
organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right. Fine. I'll get rid of it. Oh, you're such a killjoy.
All right. Thoughts, input?
I actually like Brett's approach to the character. It's giving like half Flynn Rider and half like really annoyed, very emotionally immature teenage boy. I have no idea what's going on with like the alchemist though. It's giving like Foghorn Leghorn. It's like, son, I say, boy, what is that? But it definitely sounded better.
Any other thoughts?
I think the alchemists just needs to be. This is a common refrain from me. The scene. I'm just not feeling the scene. I'm not feeling what's going on. I have the kind of suggestion of what should be going on, but I'd like it to be more upfront. And by that I mean, for instance, are you mad when you see this egg? Are you just annoyed? Is it how exactly does it make you feel? To me, it's not being transmitted that clearly, especially, there's no mistaking a dragon's egg. I got the impression that you were trying to communicate that you were mad, but maybe you caged it up a little too much. Don't be afraid to let go. And then I personally think the accent is work. I think it's your natural accent. I think it's working. I think it would be honestly something that would make you stand out because no one's going to sound like that. No one would necessarily expect this character to sound like that, and it's something unique you bring to the table. So I kind of enjoy it. I just need you to be more in the scene, see what's going on around you, see what Brett is doing. Brett is giving you a lot, I think, actually. So I have to compliment Brett in that way. So being an active listener is a huge part of a partner read. So really be not so much focused on the words you're going to deliver, but listening to Brett and what he's saying and how you're going to react to it. Um, yeah, Brett, in overall, solid. I think doing a okay.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brett's a character actor through and through. So, I mean, this is right in his wheelhouse. But yeah, Andrew. So, tell me, what are you thinking as this character? How are you reacting to like what does the alchemist think of the rascal?
I was kind of going for more of just like annoyance of this again, really.
Okay, okay. So this isn't the first time that the rascals cause the alchemist issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, the way I've read it is that there's like this is a common occurrence.
got it. Okay, so then if you're seeing that, what has just happened? What before you start speaking? Where are you? What's going on?
I fit at least in my head, we're currently in in a some form of shop,
Okay,
and the rascal has just brought this in the middle of a workday.
okay, okay, okay. So again, we talked about just being able to see the scene and working off of whatever it is that's going on there. Um, I realize that what I've asked you probably does just come from your mind. But the thing is I want you to make like really solid decisions on this.
Okay.
No I thinks, no uhs, no maybes. Um, I want you to see what is happening. If we want you to do something different, we'll tell you to try something different.
All
But
right.
see what is happening. React to what is going on. Feel what your character is feeling, right? Like part of what informs that is being in a location. If you're at work, maybe you're bored to start with, So maybe you start that way. Oh, what is that? Like you just start off like, okay, well, it's kind of another day, right? Or
Mhm.
the moment that you see him, oh, what is that? If you're really annoyed by him, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about seeing what it is your character sees. So seeing the scene take place, seeing the rascal walk in to this shop and reacting to that.
All right.
So from the top,
I-
whenever you two
If
are
I may
ready.
add one thing, so you hovered on the word annoyed, which I think is a totally valid choice regarding how the alchemist feels at the situation. But what I would encourage you to do is, how annoyed are you? Is this the third time it's happened? Is it the fifth time it's happened? Is it the 50th time it's happened? And the last time it happened, he blew up the lab. Like, if you fill that out a little bit, you can get a sense of how pissed are you, or how
Mhm.
annoyed are you? When does it crescendo? When do you get like, holy fuck, I'm so fed up with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, let that kind of stuff come to you and see what happens.
All right. All right. You ready, Brett?
Yep.
What is that?
This? Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Because what it looks like is a
Looks
dragon.
can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile. And let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile. What are. Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. Yeah, it's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
Right, fine. Get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think? Twitch states I like the edgy teenager rascal.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I agree. It's a good character choice. You definitely have a you have a bright future in animation via.
Yeah, I saw you. Thank you. I blushed.
You can't tell in this lighting, but
Yeah, no, my lighting's horrible in here.
I know, I'm serious. You're really great.
Thank you. That means a lot. It really does.
You're trash, Brett. Now, anyway,
That means a lot too. Words hurt.
okay, I'm kidding. Um, Andrew, I really like the end. I feel like you got finally, gave us a little something to chew on. Like clearly, a little bit of that frustrated anger coming out. Another excuse, another obvious lie that you could see through. How stupid does he think you are? You seem to take a lot of umbrage at that. So I thought that was your most standout part. So if you can apply sort of the things that you did in that line, I don't mean emotionally. I just mean how involved you were with it, and bring that to the rest of the read. I think you would be in a great place because you really got into it by then, which was good.
Can I say something about that last one for Andrew too?
yeah, you can critique one another's reads. Just to
Okay,
say,
yeah.
you can
Yeah, that
critique one
last
another's reads.
line, I wasn't really expecting that anger to come through. And by like I think it changed my last line to what I was gonna do because like you had such a strong approach to that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna react to this. This is great. I love this. Like rather than what I was already thinking of doing. So I think that was top notch.
Thank you. And I really liked how you did your last line of the kind of uh the whiny coming out, kind of the fine.
Um, Andrew, tell me, how were you feeling throughout the whole thing? I'm not asking you to critique yourself. I'm asking you how you were feeling throughout it. What were the emotions that were going through you?
So starting out, it was kind of like just exhausted at this, and by the end, it's kind of like that's your worst excuse yet. You can do better.
Did you feel that those emotions were really clear to you? Like you could actually see what was going on and like feel what your character was feeling?
It became clearer as the read went on.
Okay, it certainly sounded that way.
Mhm.
Like you had more of an emotional definition closer to the end of the script.
Mm.
Are you seeing what's going on throughout the whole thing? Is there like a series of events that you're going through in your mind as this is happening, or are you just waiting to respond to what Brett's saying?
I've been kind of imagining the scene in my head, kind of like
Okay.
it's hard to explain. It's kind of like a storyboard.
Okay. Okay.
So like there's the picture of him coming in with this dragon egg, and then another one with like me reacting or the
Okay.
alchemist reacting, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, you are your character, so if you react to it, that's what we want to see and that's what we want to hear.
Mm.
But yeah, it seemed like you really started inhabiting what was going on much better as the script went down. So animate the storyboard a little bit more. See more movement, see more facial expressions, and like I really want you to think about like exactly how you're going to be reacting throughout this whole thing. Like has the rascal tried to redirect you before? Because you kind of catch on really quick with crocodile that line.
Mhm.
Um, like
Usually what I like to do is like gesticulate and like really uh really use like the facial expressions because I feel like the emotion really comes out through that, you know. Sorry for interrupting you.
that's fine. No, it's true. Use your body as well. Like
All
make
right.
some gestures. Like you have, as long as you don't hit your microphone, you have full freedom of movement all around you. Utilize it.
All 2 feet.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you've got, use as much of it as you can.
All
And
right.
Brett, I want to do just you've given us a fine read so far. I want to make one one tweak to your character on one line, and I'd love to
Okay.
hear what you do. I want you to get super over the top pearl clutchy on. Of course I do. Like, how
Okay.
dare you? Like, I want
Oh,
you to
okay.
really
All
turn
right.
that up to 11, right? Like, be incensed at that.
Okay. Cool. I like that.
The very
Do it.
idea, right? Like, let's hear that.
Oh, of course I do.
I
All
like
right. You ready,
that.
Brett?
Okay, yeah, that'll be good. So that's not what I was going for, but okay, I like that. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm ready.
What is that?
This? Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a dragon egg.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile. Oh, what are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Ah, of course I do. I am an upstanding, law abiding citizen, and thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. Yeah, it's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with.
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
All right, opening it up. What did you guys think of that read?
Much, much better, especially when Brett kind of like I feel like your advice on that one line, you know, with the whole law-abiding citizen thing, I feel like it really helped him a lot. I can definitely sense the whole like personal, the fact that you definitely took it personally, and I can definitely feel that. You did so
Yeah,
great.
I liked that direction. Is that against the rules?
No, no, that's fine. But you see, so the reason why I bring that up is because you are very expressive in your characters, Brett. But the thing is you happen to lock yourself into a single mode and you stay within that mode. It's an expressive mode, but you stay within that mode when you choose a character. I think
Mm.
that the more you shake that up, which is just that one change that like right there, the more it pops and the more you can really like bring people into what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider, Brett. Choose one line because again, you have a great, strong, natural instinct for character work and for character expression. That I don't think we'd need to, that beating a dead horse at this point. We've made that point clear. But if you want to
Yes,
enhance
enough with the
that,
compliments. Jeez.
I can see your head
God.
inflating as we speak. Um, but with 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 you specifically, when it comes to a line, choose a specific line to just turn up to 11 to something completely different,
Okay,
and
I like that.
it's gonna make for much more fun to listen to reads.
Okay.
And Andrew, it sounded like you were getting really angry at the end of it. I felt like the anger was just a bit too much. I think
All right.
your more subtle approach and your previous read was better.
Okay.
Now that is entirely up to you if you want to, how you want to approach that or how you want to deal with that. Because I mean, the character is yours to do with as you will. Um, but I think that you just hit that a little too hard, and you should really bring that down a little bit more. Because again, the alchemist is the one that's more grounded in reality. So the more and more angry that you get, the less realistic you sound.
All right.
And while again swapping it up to where the more ridiculously written character is actually the more grounded in reality, and the more grounded written character is the more expressive one. Sure, that could be a fun take, but um, what we want to try is differentiating the two characters entirely, essentially. But I think overall you've given us really, really strong reads, and I'm comfortable with us swapping the characters. What do you guys think?
Mm.
I'm going to take
I
the
think it's a
silence
good idea. Yeah.
as yeah, you're
Yeah, I
100% on board with that. All right. So then now, um, Brett, you are going to be the alchemist, and Andrew, you're going to be the rascal. Whenever you guys are ready, go for it.
Okay. I'm good. You good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. What is that?
Uh, this, oh, it's nothing. Don't you ever worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is you.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
Crocodile, what are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
Okay, opening it up. Thoughts, feedback.
I honestly feel like Andrew definitely fit the role of the rascal a lot well. I feel like his natural accent just sort of played into like the slyness of the character, you know? The insincerity definitely felt like a lot more genuine,
Hmm.
even though it's like totally ironic. All I'm just saying is you two did great.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Um, I actually, Andrew, I really think that you need to change up your rascal a little bit more. You started off really stumbly and really, really nervous, and I don't think that really fits with this character.
All right.
This character is sly. They're on top of it. They're tricky, right?
Mhm.
So that means that they're gonna know that, oh, this it's nothing. Don't even worry about it, right? Like they want to brush off the attention as much as possible. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be in the spotlight.
Okay.
So you need to brush that off. You're trying to just nonchalantly play the whole thing off. Whatever. It's cool. You've done this 100,000 times before, right?
Hmm.
So and it's especially you've done it 100,000 times before, and at least 25,000 of those times has been with the alchemist here. Like this dude knows all of your shenanigans. So you've done something wrong, but you want the alchemist to just like just ignore me for a little while. It's whatever.
All right.
So I want to hear this next rascal of yours have a lot more confidence.
All right.
So you know what you're gonna say. You're gonna try to just, oh man, oh looks can be deceiving. Look, I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile. Let me tell you, right? Like just be really like you're outgoing and trying to pull their attention away from this clearly hyper illegal thing that you have in your hand right now.
All right.
Anybody else? All right. Whenever you guys are ready from the top.
Sweet. I'm ready. You good?
I'm ready.
Cool. What is that?
This. Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is you.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile? What are you. Ugh, don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. Huh, you're such a killjoy.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think of that one? I swear, if I have to be the first one to talk again.
Andrew, you sounded like you were a lot more connected with the character on this read. It didn't sound as reedy. It sounded more like you were coming up with the ideas as you were speaking them, like natural speech.
Thank you.
Yeah, ditto.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna ask you, what were you feeling throughout that scene? What were your emotions in that scene?
Well, I was trying to go for. Sorry, you said don't say try. I
No.
was going for uh the redirection. I was trying to redirect the alchemist to look over there. There's an alligator. More of the confidence. You can get away with anything if you're confident enough.
See, the fact that you had that clear in your mind, that was communicated through your character. I think that was your strongest read so far of the night of either of the two characters. Period. It was your strongest character read.
Thank you.
Because having just that rule in mind made a huge difference to what you were doing.
Mhm.
So I think there could still be some refinement in, exactly what you're doing, where you're going, like seeing a scene and walking through it and acting it out. But
Mhm.
I think that would be belaboring the point a bit too much because I think what you gave us here was extremely solid. But I'm gonna open it up to if anybody else has any other input that they'd like to give, and maybe enough of a change to warrant another read. What do you guys think?
That could be a good idea.
Okay. No additional feedback then from people. So I think we should just establish that character a little bit more. Maybe one more read. Everybody cool with that?
Cool
All
with
right,
me.
let's do it from the top one more time. Same characters, same directions.
All right.
Cool. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Sweet. What is that?
This. Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is you.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile? What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen, thank you very much. This is a organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think? Okay, I will go ahead and speak.
Yay!
So,
Goodbye, omittance.
yeah, right. Yeah, this time, Andrew, you lost a lot of what made your character really, really good with the last read. I don't know specifically, like, I don't know how to direct you back to it, but what you lost was that emotive character to your character. Um, you leaned fully into confident to the point of stoic. Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it. Like it was. I think what you really need to do is think of your character as like the kind of person who kind of like slick over their hair. Don't even worry about it. Like the fake bravado is what we really want to hear from the Rascal character. Just that whole, you know, are they really confident or not? Like there needs to be that question from it. And you were broaching on that with your last read because you were in. I just directed you to be more confident, but you were still coming off that more highly expressive read that you did before. So you were in a really good middle ground, but you lost that. You went way over to the hyper confident, Stonewall stoic side. So I want to direct you back a little bit there. Be a little bit more nervous underneath, but with a fine veneer of bravado. Again, you have the you have the perfect tones and accent to make that work for you. Like it's perfect. Nothing I would change about the voice whatsoever. Just let's get that. It's nothing. Don't even worry about it. Right? Like, come on, baby, I got this handled.
All right.
Anybody else?
Yeah, just to chime in that
You.
that's well, I wasn't sure how to articulate it, but basically what you said is exactly, what I was trying to get out. I was just like, how do I even mention? Because I didn't know how to direct you back to it. But it was,
Mm.
yeah, it definitely lost on the Alchemist, definitely lost some of that confidence and the personality to the character.
You mean the Rascal?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was like, wait, hold
Sorry,
on. You're
sorry,
the
Brett.
alchemist. Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah, Brett, your alchemist way too flat. You're like a
No,
board.
sorry.
Like,
Wait.
what do we do with that?
Yes, the Rascal.
All right, one more time from the top. Whenever you guys are ready.
All right, good?
Yep, I'm good.
Cool. What is that?
This. Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is you.
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
A crocodile? What are you? Don't change the subject. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Don't you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I'm an upstanding, law-abiding citizen, thank you very much. This is an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet does, huh?
An organic chicken egg? That's what you're going with?
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.
There we go. Now we had more of that expressiveness in there. What did you guys think of it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
much
great.
improved.
All right, cool. um, Yeah, no, I think you brought back some more of that expressiveness that we were looking for sure, and it made for a much more interesting character. Again,
Mhm.
leaning into the natural sound that you've got works so perfectly for this script. It's just it's like the Rascal was made for you. You just got to make sure that you put your tones into, or you put your emotional space into that whole false bravado, fake front kind of thing going on.
All right.
And you did that more this time around, which sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
And
The
Brett,
the character almost reminded me of a straight version of comedic actor. He passed away a couple of years ago. Leslie something.
Oh, Leslie
Leslie
Mann?
Nielsen?
Leslie Mann.
He was. I think he was
Okay.
on the revamp of Will and Grace.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of stuff. But he's just that character reminded very much
Yes.
of. I could see
it-
him playing that character. Um, but yeah, the performance very much reminded me of a style that he would portray very well. So that was a
All right.
compliment, by the way.
Leslie Jordan.
Thank you.
Leslie Jordan.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Leslie Jordan, okay.
Oh yeah. it was
And
Leslie Jordan. Who's Leslie
Brett,
Mann?
again, fantastic. Your characters remain fairly consistent, which is good because that means that when we do have to do retakes, you can make the tweaks in the right places that you should.
Mhm.
Again, we didn't have to do that for you that much this time because I think you did a fantastic job, and I think most people would agree with that. But much like with your Rascal line, um, that one change you're able to maintain the consistency with the rest of the character, but make that one change in that one spot, which was right what we needed. So
Thank you.
fantastic job for both of you. Now we're moving along. Sirento, it's you and I. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're going to be the Rascal. I'm going to be the Alchemist.
Okay.
uh, what is that?
This. Oh, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because what it looks like is a
Looks can be deceiving. I once mistook an alligator for a crocodile, and let me tell you, it was not happy.
a crocodile. What are you? No. Don't change the subject here. There's no mistaking a dragon's egg. Do you know how illegal those are?
Of course I do. I am an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. Thank you very much. This is just an organic chicken egg. It's crazy what an organic diet can do, huh?
An organic chicken egg, huh? That's what you're going with.
All right, fine. I'll get rid of it. You're such a killjoy.